Hey everyone, welcome back to Culz Book Reviews. Today we're going to check out Twister, The Science of Tornadoes and the Making of an Adventure Movie by Keay Davidson. Now, I do apologize, I'd originally read this right after Reed Timmer's book to kind of tie it in, but we just are so busy in this whole last month of September that I was unable to get around to recording my review on it. And so, yeah, better late than never. Let's talk about it. Alright, so let's take a look at the cover first. Up top, you're going to find the title, and it is in the Twister font because it's a tie-in to the movie a little bit. And then below you see the subtitle, The Science of Tornadoes and the Making an Adventure Movie. Right here it also tells you it's an authorized look at the filming and special effects of Twister, which it includes a little bit. There are, I guess, photographs, and we'll get to that in a bit. But as far as if you're looking for a movie history, it's not so much that. It's a history of tornadoes, which is still fascinating in itself. The cover itself is going to showcase a tornado right there. And then you see the author, Keay Davidson. On the side, you see the title again, as well as Pocket Books Tie-In Nonfiction. And then, of course, the subtitle, The Science of Tornadoes and the Making an Adventure Movie. And then the picture on the cover and Keay Davidson. And on the back you're going to find a little brief about the book and why Keay Davidson decided to write about this topic as far as tornadoes and stuff like that. Right there is your ISBN if you need that. Including the afterword, this one clocks in at 200 pages, though there's a little bit more as far as recommended sources, so some additional material if you'd like to go find out more about tornadoes. Now it is mainly a chapter book, but you're going to see it does have two picture sections. That one's showing different tornadoes. The first one shows a little bit more, like I said, those photographs of John DeBont and the filming of Twister. And there's a picture of when they actually dropped that, real tanker truck for the scene in the movie, and just different parts where they were creating the destruction for the town after the tornado went through, and the debris filled as the tornado was coming. And then the rest of it, as you see, just words, but let's get to my thoughts on the book. Alright, so overall, it wasn't a bad book. I enjoyed it. Was it as good as Reed's book? No. Now, this is a much older book. Reed had almost 15 years to go through and just develop writing style, have science catch up to where it is by 2010 when that book came out. This one was written obviously to tie into the time the original Twister movie came out, and so tornado science was still kind of in its infancy as far as tornado chasing. There were some people doing it, and obviously the movie itself made it a much bigger thing. Now, there is plenty of stories regarding tornadoes, actual true history of tornadoes, and some kind of fascinating ones where people were picked up. I mean, scary for them, yes, but fascinating as far as people were picked up either just, themselves or in an object and carried by a tornado, which I thought was really interesting. And then there's, of course, the older theories. You saw a lot of old theories in this book as far as people used to think they were caused by lightning, the tornadoes were, and so they thought if they shot electricity in it, or they wanted to almost go to war with tornadoes and shoot, missiles into it, which is just kind of a fascinating idea, or just trying to picture that actually happening is interesting. And then there are the stories of water spouts and different experiments they were trying there, obviously before they'd move in on one that was on land and closer to people. And then throughout the book there are those pretty tragic stories of tornado disasters and how they've just wiped out complete towns. There was a town there and it is gone. And it also kind of debunks some of the myths as far as hills blocking tornadoes and being a diversion for tornadoes, because there's a few towns in there that get wiped out by tornadoes that they thought they were safe because there was a hill next to their town. But overall, it was a fascinating look at early history of tornado science, tornado chasing, as well as seeing what tornado chasers of the 90s thought tornado chasers 20 years down the road, which would be today, would it be like, and some of it came true. Some of them are kind of just going out there willy-nilly, not really knowing what to look for, and getting in bad situations. But at the same time, there's a lot of good tornado science, and it's cool that a movie like Twister produced such fascination in a topic, kind of like Jurassic Park influenced so many people to want to go study paleontology. Now, overall, it does kind of fall short of Reed Timmer's book, and I don't know if it's just the writing style, much different, not quite textbooky, but at the same time, at points, it did kind of drag on. And so if I look at my overall rating, I'd probably say like a 6.8 out of 10. Still lots of good information, but not one that I would readily go back to, but one I'm happy to have in my collection, and definitely happy to have some of these stories documented. So I'd still recommend it. It's a very interesting look at, like I said, early tornado science, and worth having in your collection. So if you guys haven't, go check it out. They don't go for much, or you can probably find it in a secondhand store. And yeah, I recommend it. But until next time, guys, for more Culz book reviews, click that link to your left. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click that link to your right. And don't forget to hit that like and give us a subscribe. And let us know, have you read this book? And is there a tornado book you think we should review? Tell us on the comments below.